Hi, this is Gabi. I'm here on Coron Island off the tip of southern Cambodia, and I wanted to share with you a little bit about energy. Yesterday I was really honored to hang out with some special people that we met here, some special tourists that were traveling, and I got to do a therapy session to them in the ocean. They had both had blockages of constipation, and we did some work, and I just realized I haven't done this in a while. You know, I kind of phase in and phase out of it. If I have a client, if I have someone around me who I feel needs to be scanned, then I do the work, and otherwise I sort of fade off into learning other things and doing other things. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about how to do an energy scan. It's so simple, and it's something that we all have the ability to do, and I wanted to teach it. Just like a cell phone has energy waves, like we see the fields of energy around it, right? Or a microwave, or a TV or anything with electricity. Well, so does everything else. So does a bottle cap, so does a tree, so does a piece of clothing, so does a piece of glass. Everything has energy fields. And actually our bodies, the solid parts of our body, we think is solid, but anyway, that's another story. We're not solid. There is no solidity. It's all moving, ever-moving particles. But the solid parts, the concentrated part of our body is only 5%, and 95% of our energy are energy lines that go out. What we can do is, if we clear ourselves, if we say, I am ego-free, I am like a straw, I just want to be sensitive to detecting energy, then we can pick up on energy frequencies, we can pick up on energy blockages. When I first learned energy healing, I learned it through the eyelids. It turns out that this muscle is the most delicate muscle in the body. And I learned under Noga Gazit, who studied under Rafi Rosen, and Rafi found that if he asked for information and then noticed his eyelids, that it would flitter when the answer with the answer. I know it sounds weird, but I don't use the eyelids anymore. I've kind of graduated to just feeling it without the eyelids, but you can, and I guess I'll make a video some other time teaching you how to do that. But what I want to say is, if you are clean, you just ask for the information and are ego-free and just really have a genuine desire to get information, a genuine desire to help, to bring healing and light upon yourself or someone else, that you can often just become your own radar for energy. And I wanted to sort of show you how to do that. The easiest way that I have to show people in groups how to do an energy scan is to take their hand and just to start, let's say at the top of the body, and go down very gently. Just move your hand down, and when you feel it stop for a moment, you can assume that that's an energy blockage. Someone just walked by. And when your hand stops even for a moment, you can assume that there's something that's blocking the energy there, and that you can there's so many people in your house. I'm in a hostel, and this is the second floor, and everyone walks by, everything shakes. So you put your hand down, and then right here, I keep stopping here, so I'm assuming there's an energy blockage. Sometimes you actually feel something that physically has manifested itself, like a headache or a bruise. It could be a bruise even from something external, or if there's some problem in your life, if you get stressed out about money, relationship, love, abandonment, fear, whatever, we feel a contraction always somewhere in our body. So sometimes it stops in a place that you go, oh my God, when I get mad, I really feel it there. So right now, like, I feel like a slight head tension. I think it's just kind of, for me, the beginning signs of my dehydration because I'm not drinking enough. So I felt it. So you just take your hand, you can close your eyes if you want, and you go down. Go down, 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 scan your body, and wherever it stops, you can assume there's an energy blockage, and your job is to just stop for one moment and send that blockage relief. Send it light, send it liquid, send it whatever you think would release that blockage. And then you continue to go down. I feel one here in the back. And just send it. And sometimes, if you want, after you do, even while, let's say I do my first scan, I can stop and say, okay, well, what is that? Let me ask, what is that? And say, okay, well, I don't know. Is it related to someone? I got it related to my mother, so I can ask questions, and I get remarkable answers. And if you want to see if it works, ego-free, do it on someone else. And you can scan them, and very often the places you tell them there's a blockage, they'll show you a scar, a wound, a bruise. They'll tell you something about that place, or you can ask, okay, well, if I feel that there's a blockage here, what is that? What is that related to? And it's pretty amazing. You can ask who it's related to, what's the topic. You can ask how old the person was. When you ask age, I know I'm giving you a lot of information. I just wanted to put it out there, and then we'll see. We'll break it down based on questions. But if I feel that there was a trauma here and the word mother came up, I can say, well, what age? And then you make like a scale and say, okay, this is 0 and this is to 38. I'm 38 right now. And say, okay, let's follow. And say, okay, 10, 20, 22. I got 22. So you just sort of go whenever your hand stops, that indicates where it is. So for me, at the age of 22, there was some trauma that I had with my mother that is still, my cells are still holding that memory inside. And I want to help release that. You can ask to what intensity was the trauma. This is 0 all the way to 10, and 10 would be the highest trauma. So when I do it, I get 8 and a half. So at the age of 22, there was something that I faced with my mother at a trauma level of 8 and a half, which is pretty high. And then what our job is just say, okay, I recognize that it's there. I can go into it, into the details of it. What happened, what did she do to me, how did I feel victimized? Or it's actually unnecessary. Sometimes people like to acknowledge what it was, but it's not necessary. It just means that my cells are holding information, because my cells have memory, and when my cells rejuvenate, they pass on that memory to the next generation of cells. So my cells have a memory of that trauma, and it's still holding on to it today, 16 years later, right? So even what I feel I might have resolved on a conscious level, unconsciously, or not unconsciously, on the cell conscious level, it's still there. So my request would be, and I use my fingers because that's what I learned in energy healing. That's just part of the energy healing. You can, you don't have to, but it helps me get in contact with it. You use your I use my fingers and I clear it, and I say, I release it. Whatever it is, my mother, I forgive my mother, I forgive myself. We both did whatever we knew was right at the time. We acted out of anger, fear, jealousy, hatred, whatever was motivating us at the time, because that felt right. And now I release that, and I bless us with light and love, and with stronger wisdom and knowledge to do something else. And I release it, and I actually slightly feel like a tingling, which happens sometimes. I remember once I did therapy to a woman, and she said she had a cyst, she had a growth here, and I told her, well, it actually starts here. And we did work, and as we were working, the whole thing swole up, and we were like, oh my God. So you sometimes see a bodily change. I want to say also that there's really, unlike neo-humanology, which I studied for 2 years under Yifat Brunstein, and then later under the master, Judith Melot. When Judith says it has to be done the exact science, exactly how you learn it. Knowledge is dangerous, therapy is dangerous, you have to be sure you're using it right, which I accept. That's how she teaches, and she knows the power of what she does. What I'm doing here, the energy healing under Noga Gazit, was, she always said, you take it, you make it your own. You take the information and you change it and you make it your own special mix. You might add into it art therapy, you might add into it music, chanting. I don't use the eyelids anymore. I do a lot of creative surgeries. So make it your own. Take this information with total love and make it what's right for you. So, for example, you might feel that some rituals will connect you more to this. So you might say, I'll always be near water, or I'll have a bowl of water. A bowl is a very energetic, highly energetic source if it's face up. Face down, it closes the energy. Water is highly energetic. Therefore, many people really enjoy sitting on the toilet because it's very energetic. I know it's highly energetic. It's a bowl that's face up and there's water. And you've got the sink there, sometimes the bathtub there. It's very energetic. So some people create rituals before they do try any sort of energy healing. They might get a bowl with a flower, maybe some flower, with water, put some flower petals, or light some candles. Some people will put on like a garb. I put on a white shirt, right? Some people might put on a certain garb or put a cloth in front of them. Music, incense, anything that helps you feel holy. Not that that makes you holy. That's one of the things in Buddhism that I really liked. One of the fetters that, you know, don't think some ritual is going to make you holy. It won't. But if you enjoy the ritual and it helps you reach a state of mind where you can do the internal work, do the ritual. But don't think that any ritual, any rite is making you holy. It's not. It's just you doing the work inside. So anyway, I love this kind of talk where I sort of think I'm talking about one thing and I go off to several others, because that's just how I think spirally. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll keep putting up energy healing lectures. The time has come to share and to teach, and now that we've entered the new world, I do feel a difference. I feel a deep gratitude that my soul has decided to stay. Maybe it's also went on, but I've decided to stay because I have things to teach, and I have things to learn, so much to learn, and I'm really happy to do that. So have a wonderful day, and we will keep talking. If you have any comments or thoughts, I'm really, really happy to hear them, and I will answer every question. Bye.